Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the North American Bear Center for this special 11 a.m. broadcast about our pond progress and our nature trail. And Scott is on his second broadcast here. He said he would give you an update last week, and, well, I got to tell you, this is really going to be an update. So I'm going to turn this microphone over to Scott for all the details, and I'm sure he's going to start with the pond because, of course, all you folks were very generous last November with your money and made a donation for a really an unplanned project. It wasn't in the cards until we realized we just had a pond that wouldn't survive another year. So, Scott, take it away with first the pond update.
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody out there, and hi, and welcome to the live broadcast. We're excited to be able to do this today, and wow, what a beautiful day. I really wish it wasn't this nice. I wish it was raining heavy and we were dumping more water in the pond. But as you can see, if you're watching live, our pond is being filled right now from our 20-foot deep sump well. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, we got a 20-foot deep sump well. It's not our well that runs the North American Bear Center and all the bathrooms and drinking water and everything. What it is, it's a separate well that keeps the water from overflowing into our septic system. So what it does is when we're not utilizing that water in the pond here, is it pumps it to another area where it gets rid of the water so that the water don't flow over the top of our septic system. The best part is we left it unplugged for about 2.5 weeks, and we have in a 20-foot well, we have a 17-foot head. What that means is we got water all the way up just short of 3 feet from the top. So it's pumping it in like crazy. It's a 2-foot hose that's pumping it in. And as you can see, it's starting to fill it. And it's going fairly quickly because we're in the small bowl part, Judy.
You're right. Well, yeah, it's going to look slower now because, of course, it's got more surface to cover, but it's working.
Correct, but either way, we're excited to start filling the pond. And we had our interns out earlier today. We spread some clover all the way out front here. I think we put about probably 5 or 6 pounds of clover out, I would guess. And we've got that spread out. We're going to be doing some watering later. We also got some wildflower seed that should be here this afternoon that we're going to spread in different areas around the pond structure that are plants that we're going to be doing. So we're going to have a little more action on that. We've got our trolley up for the feeders for the bears getting ready. But you know, earlier today, I had one of our listeners that's out there right now, and he knows that he's listening, call in and say that, you know, Scott, geez, is there any way that you can get water brought in? And I said, Mo, I tried. I told everybody out there I've tried. And I really have tried hard to try and find another water source. And lo and behold, at 9 o'clock this morning, I got a call in the confirmation saying that we're going to be bringing tankers in here to fill this pond with water.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold the press. You said what?
We are going to be bringing some tankers in to fill this pond, and they're going to start later this afternoon, and if they got to go into tomorrow, they're going to. But it's going to be a semi-tanker. It's going to be a big tanker, Judy. It's got a 10,000-gallon tanker.
10,000 gallons. So one tanker isn't going to be enough, is it? Now, I mean, that's a big pond. So how many tankers are we going to need?
We're guessing 3 by the time they get here, 3 of them. And, you know, we've got the city of Ely to thank. We've got Low Impact that's doing this for us. But, you know, it's going to cost us about $500 to $800 to get it filled. And, you know, I know that we've got some donators out there. And we had somebody that said they would step up to the plate and help us out, and that person will probably be calling me shortly when they hear this broadcast. But either way, I've been asked many times if there's any way we could do this, and I tried for the last week and a half, and we hit a gold vein.
Absolutely. I mean, this is really thrilling because, well, once the pond is full, the bears get to play.
That's right. We're excited to get those bears out. If all goes as planned, we will start our falls running operational tomorrow morning sometime. As soon as the pond is full, in the morning, we're going to get the falls going.
Oh, now I got to ask this technical question because I'm not a techie, Scott. But you know, we've got 3 beautiful waterfalls. Yeah. You know, and everybody that's been here, they love them and all that. But how are you going to get them started?
We're going to do it the old-fashioned way tomorrow. We got to start them with bucketing the water up to them to prime the pumps, and we should only have to do that one time this year. And after that, it should be. We can shut the falls off if we want and restart them if we get to a power outage, which, you know, does happen in Ely every now and then.
Well, I think we had a little power outage the other day, just for a minute or two, but that's all it takes up here.
Well, if you look at the center of the pond where our sump system is, where our filter system is, and it's really not a filter, it's more of an intake sump is what it is. Excuse me. We are now able to restart these pond pumps the minute the electricity comes back on without having to prime them. They're done right.
Well, you know, there's interns from previous years that I used to call it time for the bucket brigade. So we may not have to have the priming of the pump bucket brigade with interns and volunteers then. And there's some action going on here as we speak.
Well, I think we're going to have these guys cross the bridge over troubled waters to try and put this new piece that they made, because we realize that we've got one of our bears that could lift this manhole cover off, and I think they're going to do a balancing act. So we're taking donations for who drops in first, but I know he looks like he's pretty good at this.
Well, I don't know about the one in the orange. I think he's afraid to walk the plank here. I'm not sure. So yeah, we take donations if this guy falls backwards here with those big. It looks like, I don't know, screws? Is that what that is? I can hardly tell, but I bet you that pond cam can zoom right in, and you folks are going to know what those things are.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got this figured out so Lucky can't pull that cover off. And I know that would have been a concern of everybody out there, and Sharon, that he would have reached down and grabbed that, which he could have done.
Well, you know, Lucky is our inspector. You know that. For those of you watching, it's going to be very interesting to see what our bears do with all the changes here and the smells. It's going to be, I think, overwhelming for them, and it's going to be really interesting. What are they going to do? So you guys can guess about what any of our bears are going to do and how they're going to respond to this deeper pond, because it is deeper.
It is deeper. It's deeper by about 1.5 feet, and it's really deceiving because I've had some people stand down there and say, oh, it don't seem deeper, but it is. And we use a transit to tell that. We also got our far left fall that's going to be working really nice, that they dug and put a new pipe in between the 2 fall areas. So that's now going to be flowing really good. The far left water is not going to trickle anymore. It's going to run decent.
Yeah, you're right. That was the one, for those of you, again, you know, that just has kind of like a little trickle, and it looked like it was drying up. The fall's kind of drying up. But that's not going to be that way anymore. So
no, it's not. We're excited about that too. So we got a lot of really neat things going on. Like I said, we got our trolley hooked back up. We're going to be installing the tray on that so we can do our bear, our feeding type stuff. So that's always an excitement for our guests to see and for you guys out there to see too. So we'll be utilizing that this weekend. Our bears will be out and should be out and ready to go by tomorrow afternoon. I'm pretty excited. Are you?
Well, yeah, it's always been about the bears. It's always been about the bears, and they've been having great care, but, you know, they know something's going on in their enclosure. They all know it. They've heard these strange noises and smells and whatever, so I think they're going to be ready, Scott.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we're excited to get the pond filled, and I know the guests that stop in at the North American Bear Center are excited to see it. And I got to tell you, we are very lucky. These guys have ended this project. We're at the end of it, really, and they have done it in record time.
Well, you know, we are ending the pond project in the sense that we're filling it, and we're going to have the bears, you know, out here and whatever. But, you know, they're working on something else. I hear some noises over there to our far right, and, you know, let's talk a little bit about that nature trail because, you know, the cameras can't see over there. So let's talk a little bit about the nature trail.
All right, we'll do that. But first I gotta go over one more thing with the pond, because I know we're going to get these questions.
Well, I think we better answer them first then.
And the question's going to be, okay, you got the pond filled. When are the logs going to go back in the pond that Lucky likes to play with? Wouldn't you think that'd be a question they'd be asking next because they watch?
Well, I'll tell you, Lucky probably will text one of them and say, "Hey, where's my toys?" So yeah, he's going to ask.
So once we get the pond filled up, we're going to get all the people bodies, and we're going to maneuver those logs back into the pond so we can float an end of it and get it in. And so Lucky will have his fun toys that he can play with inside the water in the pond.
Well, that ought to be fun to watch too. Watch us get those logs that Lucky moves effortlessly. It's going to take a few of us to move them.
Absolutely. But he'll be excited to get that going. And now we'll move to our other project that we got going. If you guys can hear in the background or when they're doing other events, they are working on our nature trail as we speak. They're elevating it to go through the area that's low where there's a lot of water. They're making it compatible with handicap access, which is very important to the North American Bear Center to be ADA compliant. So we're excited about that. They're doing 330 feet of that trail, which is a lot of trail, and that was from a donation that we got that was earmarked for that project. We're also doing from storm damage the past couple years. We repaired it for a year, and the only thing that didn't look good out front when you pulled in the Bear Center was our gates that come back to the Bear Center and that fencing that's around the new display that we're going to be doing, which is our Den Cam shed display that's going to be there too. Those projects are being worked on as we speak. They're doing the trail. They hope to have the trail done. Guys, when are they thinking the trail will be somewhat completed out there? Any ideas? They don't know. They're not sure. They're just on this project. I wanted to pin them down, but I'm guessing it'll be within the next 4 or 5 working days or sooner. The way they work, they go.
Yeah, they do. And they brought more dirt in here yesterday, and it's in the parking lot. And you know that trail is going to get wider, right, Scott?
Yes, it has to be a minimum of 6 feet wide with easy access with a compact hard surface, and up to 7 feet wide it can go. And of course, it can go bigger if we wanted. But they're going to try and make it 7 foot wide, so therefore, folks with the electric wheelchairs, scooters, any of that stuff will be able to go up that trail and look around. We'll have interpretive areas on there. I know Dr. Lynn Rogers is very excited about that. And, you know, we just got some things going on, but all in all, we want to get these projects done so that we can start enjoying the business in the summer and start getting our mission out there, which Dr. Lynn Rogers wants us to do.
Well, absolutely. You know, and the pond is going to be a great asset to that. You know, beside bears cooling off and all that, they swim, and it really is about our visitor experience. You know, we want our visitors to have fun. You know, we want to have fun here at the Bear Center. We also want them to learn a few things about black bears.
I agree, and that's what's most important is getting out the message. And, you know, also our ecology area. That's another important area, you know, the environment and all the animals that coexist with black bears.
Well, and our ecology area, for those of you that are trying to stay tuned to all our critters, we've got a little snapping turtle now, and we've got Myrtle the turtle. They're estimating in the 30s years of age, and then we got a little one that we think is only about 4 weeks old, painted turtle. And I know some of you may not care for snakes, but we now got a beautiful garter snake, good size. At least we think it's a female. Don't ask me how we tell, but we think it's a female. And so we have really expanded that ecology hall. Our critter times are really getting well attended.
Yeah, and that's an exciting thing to watch. The kids and the adults all enjoy that program. But ultimately, when they get back to the bears, it sucks their hearts up. And, you know, we do get questions, you know, gee, I wish we wouldn't see them in pens. We're excited to tell everybody we'll be able to hopefully release them by tomorrow afternoon, which would be just absolutely fabulous. I know Sharon will be excited.
Well, yeah, and you know, we got to give credit to Low Impact and the whole crew there. They have really, really stayed on this project. There were a few little things that they didn't expect right away when they started Dig Up, and I think you talked about that at your first program. You know, so, but we're going to do it right. I mean, you see these little issues like the left falls and then the old filters and stuff like that. Well, if you're going to do something and tear it apart, you got to put it together right.
I agree. But, you know, we're going to keep you updated. The fun part of this is yes, we're going to have the water tankers coming in here later this afternoon and tomorrow morning, and we're going to be filling up the pond with water, and we are excited about that operation. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to string a 2.5-inch hose back here, I guess, anchor water into the pond, that'll go pretty fast when you're talking that many gallons of water.
Well, and you people out there, watching us with the pond camera and everything, you got a front row seat. So you'll get to see it all, and we'll try to make sure if you don't catch the action, we'll text you or something, and we'll let you know. So you see your dollars at work here, and one of the most transparent projects I think we've ever had.
So cool, so neat. And I just want to mention, that we really appreciate all the donations that took care of this pond restructuring and rebuilding of it. It really did, and we were able to do some improvements at the same time.
Yeah, and for those of you that are still thinking about, you want to see some of these improvements because, we might get a video of the nature trail and some of that stuff. That's possible, maybe tomorrow, right, Scott?
Absolutely. We're going to have Mo coming here, and he's going to do some video, I think, of the trail and that stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be really, wanted because none of the cams reach that way. So I think you can maybe look forward to that. And for those of you that are still thinking, should I come up to Ely? You haven't made your summer plans. Hey, how about lily pad time?
Yeah, we got to plug for the lily pad picnic because it's their 10th anniversary. We're having a big to-do here. We're going to have a live band. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of different things going on during that 3 to 4 day period, correct? And it's going to be longer this year than it normally has.
Yeah, 4 days, it's the 18, 19, 20, 21. So if you want to see all kinds of new improvements, you want to meet some bear friends or you want to meet some new bear friends, whatever, and you just want to see what we've done here, mark your calendar, July 18, 19, 20, 21. It's not too late, is it, Scott?
No, it's not too late, and I know that the crew that puts that on would really appreciate having a record attendance. They really would. It'd be really cool because there again, all the festivities are going to be done except for the Whiteside Park concert with Pat Surface. Everything else is going to be done at the Bear Center this year. The picnic's going to be here. We're going to have tents. We're going to have the silent auction stuff going on. It's going to be a busy time. It's going to be fun.
It is, and I talked to the interns about it yesterday. They said, what is this lily pad picnic thing? Well, they're all revved up for it. I tell you, they can't wait to meet some supporters and people who just enjoy supporting the Bear Center and, of course, love all our 4 bears. So, hey, it's not too late, and think about it, make your travel arrangements, and you'll have a great 3 to 4 days.
Yes, and just one last fun thing, our donator out there that was going to back the water, feel free to call in at any time and help us out because I know that group out there is going to appreciate that a lot, correct?
Absolutely. So I bet you that person's got your number.
Yeah, and I got Bear Center's got our hand in your pocketbook, so have some fun and get in here, and we'll be waiting for you. We thank everybody out there for your patience and all the fun. This is going to be fun. It's exciting. It's kind of odd. It's exciting to let the bears back out in an enclosure they already know about.
Yeah, yes, and what are they going to do? That's, I've been thinking about that. I'm just going to wait and see what are they going to do.
And I bet you're going to be really excited when all this clover starts to pop and we've got all this grass back and everything, and I just want to let everybody know out there they're going to bring some dirt into the pond. They're going to bring it back out. They're going to go in and get cleaned off. It's okay. That's what the pond's there for. And it'll be, believe it or not, easier for us to maintain as a crew here and at the same time hold water. So we want to say thank you and have a great day, right?
Right. Have a great day and stay tuned for the tankers that'll be pumping water in. Thank you very much. And our regular programming at 12:30 and 4:30 will go on as scheduled. Thank you very much.